Oh, if I could go back in time, there are so many things I would tell my younger self before I started learning English. Hi, I'm Venya, and welcome to English with Venya, a channel where we level up and never look back. And I was also once an English learner. English is not my first language, and I had to fight for it and learn it just like all of you do. And today, I would like to give you some tips and advice that in hindsight, I know now that I'm on the other side, but also with years of teaching experience, I was able to come to these conclusions, and I want to share them with you today. So whether you're just starting out or you're kind of in the middle and you feel like you're getting a little stuck, don't worry. These will be very, very helpful. I used to think I had to speak perfectly without making any mistakes at all to be considered at least good at English. But here's the truth. Perfection does not exist. Even native speakers make mistakes. What really matters is communication, being understood, and expressing yourself confidently. I've said this many times and you've heard it a million times before, but don't shy away from making mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes because they are your best teachers. Embrace them and just keep it moving. When I started, I spent way too much time on memorizing grammar rules because, again, I wanted to be perfect. So grammar was very important to me at that time. But the problem with that is I spent so much time trying to memorize these grammar points without learning words that I could actually use in conversations and practice. Grammar is no good if you don't have anything to use it with. So if I could do it over, I would focus on building a practical vocabulary first. Words and expressions you use every day. And once you have a solid foundation in that department, grammar just starts making sense and it just comes to you more naturally. Because remember, the words that you know are your building blocks, and grammar is the glue that holds it together. Now, if you only have the glue but nothing to put it on, then what are we doing here? I thought that listening practice was something I could save for later, because in the early stages of my journey, I would, try to listen to stuff, but I just couldn't understand anything. So I was just like, okay, maybe later. Maybe when I know more, I can try again. Not now. And then once I got to, around the intermediate level area, I started listening again and I could understand more, but still it was difficult. So I was like, okay, maybe some other time, maybe later, it's fine. And then I ran into a problem. I would listen and not understand anything. Like I wouldn't even catch it at all. And then I would play it back, read the subtitles or transcript, and then understand that I know all of these words. And if I read it slowly a couple of times, I can understand what the sentence is. But when I hear it, it's like a shock. It's just like, whoa, what's going on? And then I realized that I made a mistake. I did not start listening earlier. And because of that, I wasn't used to the flow of the language and the rhythms and all of that stuff. Even though I knew the words that I was hearing, it was just so much I couldn't focus because I wasn't used to it. So listening should be one of the first things you start working on. Even if you don't understand everything, or even if you don't understand anything, it trains your brain to get used to and recognize those patterns and the music of this language and the rhythms and the cadence and all of that stuff. So podcasts, movies, YouTube videos, they're your best friends. That's for sure. Oh, hold on 1 second. Before we move on to the next thing, I just want to tell you about my brand new study guide and workbook that I just released. A shortcut to English tenses, study guide and workbook. This study guide is very easy to follow, and you can go through all the 12 tenses step by step with clear explanations and good examples. And also, because it's a workbook, practice tasks with real life examples. I'm giving you a lot of different tips and different tricks that you can use to master these tenses and actually use them. This is not just an ebook, this is a shortcut to mastering English tenses. And it's perfect for intermediate to advanced learners who are a little stuck, feel like they need to review, or feel like they're only using a few tenses, but they're not super sure about the rest of them. If that's you, check it out. I'm going to leave the link down below. And right now until December 31st, I have a very special deal. So right now, until December 31st, you can get it for only $2.99. Insane. So give it a try, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And let's continue to the video. For about 90% of my English learning journey, I was doing it completely alone. And it was extremely difficult. The toll that it would take on me just mentally was crazy. But in those rare moments when I actually was able to interact with other people and, you know, have a little community around me and have people who are doing the same thing and actually talk to them and practice, I felt like I was making real progress. So don't do what I did and don't torture yourself. Find a speaking partner, a club, a community, and do it together. When you understand that you're not alone, and of course you understand that you're not alone, but when you actually get to experience that, it's a whole different story. And learning and practicing with people who share your goals is very fun and very motivating. Of course, one of the hardest lessons I had to learn was that progress does not happen overnight. I'm much better now about it as an adult, but as a kid, I was very, very impatient. And I used to get really frustrated when I didn't see immediate results, which led me to just completely avoiding practicing or learning English for extended periods of time. But learning a language is just like growing or taking care of a plant. You know, it requires time and care to blossom and thrive. Celebrate all of your small wins, like remembering and understanding a new word, or figuring out a grammar point, or having your first full conversation. Be happy for yourself. Enjoy it. Don't beat yourself up. You know, just focus on the good parts. The progress is there. Maybe it's just not as drastic or big or fast as you want it to be, but it's there, and you can't deny that. Every little step adds up. These are the things I wish I knew when I was learning English, and it definitely would have made it much easier. So I hope this will help you on your journey. Now it's your turn. Leave a comment down below. What is one thing that you wish someone had told you before you started? Share it in the comments and let's help each other grow. And if you're ready to level up with a clear step-by-step plan, I would like to invite you to join one of my most popular online courses from intermediate to advanced. It's packed with lessons and practice and just amazing fun times, but also a supportive community to help you succeed in a fun challenge format. The link is in the description box down below. You can find out more information about the course and sign up. I would love to see you there. Hopefully I see you there on the first day. Remember, learning English isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Stay consistent, stay positive, good vibes only, and don't give up. You've got this. Really? You're thinking about giving up? Now? At this point? Come on, it wouldn't make sense. You've come so far. This has been English with Venya, a channel where we level up and never look back. And if you like this video, give it a quick thumbs up because it just makes me feel really, really nice. And if you just stumbled across this video on your recommended and you like what you're seeing and what you're hearing, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to not miss any new videos from me. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Click the notification bell and I'll see you there. Bye.